5 of our third block, where we're focusing a lot on lumbar extension as well as a bit of movement through the neck. So we're going to get started the same way as we did before, with some cat-cows. I'm going to turn my fingertips out to the sides as we go for our cat-cows. So the cat is where I'm pushing down through the ground, chin, tucking, neck, spine to ceiling. And the cow pulling the shoulders back, looking up and belly to the floor. My chin and my head at the top of the spine drives the movement. So as my spine starts arching towards the ceiling, the rest of my spine follows. So my chin starts going down, creating this downward arch, so my spine has to follow that going up all the way to the pelvis, and then we add in this rotational motion once we've got this one moving. So the rotational movement, we start in the cat, chin tucking down. I move my torso to the right, I'm thinking about my sternum rolling in this barrel shaped motion. So my sternum off to the side, start breathing in, moving to the cow, head moving off to the other side, breathing out, pushing into the cat. Pushing through the hands on the way up, retracting the shoulder blades, shifting your weight onto the other arm, and then driving up. So once again, thinking about the sternum, barreling. Moving with the breath, allowing the head to oppose the motion. Direction, and try to emphasize the head rolling round. The opposite way. Out of that there, we're just going to move into a child's pose for a moment. Drop the elbows down, breathe, feel the stretch between the shoulder blades. So this is helping extend through our upper spine, which loosening our ability to do this will help loosen neighbouring areas like the lumbar spine. And pushing through the hands, rolling up, tucking the toes, lifting the hips high, shoulders still coming through, and pedal through the calves. Nice and slowly try to get one heel down to the other. deeper rotations, but starting with our thoracic rotations. So for this one, I draw my fingers back across my arm like drawing the bow and arrow, keeping my knees pinned to the floor. Reach my elbow back, hold, take a breath, and then come back forward once again. We go back, knees staying down, pulling back, hold, take a breath, come forward. We're going for 5 on the 5th. We're going to spend some extra time in the bottom position, so keep my knees down. If it helps, you can move your hands to your legs to push. Deep breath. Breathe out. Pull down. Reach. And back. Elbow back. Hands on back. Take a breath. And then reach forward. Last one. Coming back. Hold, take a breath. Exhale. Twist. Take another breath in. Breathe in. Breathe out and squeeze back. And then come forward once again. As you reach all the way forward, you're going to start drawing a semicircle overhead. Reaching the hands back behind and then coming up overhead and hands together. Reach forward, come up overhead, reach, back and up and over. Reaching forward, up and over. 2 more. Dragging the elbow back and down. Last one, reach and up and over the head as we come back. Arms behind, and from here we just roll onto your back, on the middle of the mat. I'm going to let our knees squeeze together and fall down to each side with your arms staying on the ground to stop yourself from just roll. Keeping the knees pinned together. So as I roll to the left, my right foot can lift off the ground, aiming for that hip to roll. Keeping the knees together. So the hip rolls over, my shoulders stay down. I breathe. Relax at the bottom, come back up. And then after coming up from this one, we're going to roll over to the other side. So we're letting on top of the shoulder. Start by reaching forward, drawing the arm back, finger drawing across the arm, across the chest, elbow back, turning the head the other way, take a breath. On the exhale, squeeze the elbow down, and then reach forward. Pull back, elbow back, turn the head, breath in, out, squeeze. Once again, forward, draw back. thighs are lifting slightly, so I'm just going to drop them away. To make it easier, I can kick my legs away. To make it harder, I pull them. Then, if we find ourselves at a natural sticking point, where I can't keep my knees down, that'll be about there. I'm going to hold here for a breath. And on the exhale, keep squeezing round. And back to two more. Reaching forward, up, overhead, back. And on this last one, reach for the biggest circle of any. Eyes folded up overhead, stretching back behind. Take a breath. Then rolling onto your back once again. But this time we're going to go for our hip thrusts. So for this hip thrust, we start with both legs, feet close to hips. I think about sliding my feet away, so I'm going to push, slide the floor away from me. That engages my stomach and my glutes as it turns me into a posterior pelvic tilt. Then I think belly button back and then lifting the hips after that. Walk for a few seconds and back down. Reset, slide the feet into the floor, belly button back, lift the hips, squeeze up, hold down. And we've got another 4 of these. So we think slide the feet on the floor, belly button back, lifting, driving, hold, and lower down. Belly button back, drive through your feet, and lifting. Lifting high, and then down. Once again, go for another 2 or 3 of these. Slide the feet, belly back, lift. High as you can, drive up, and down. Last one, and we go to single leg work. So think sliding the feet, pushing hard, connecting the feet to the floor. We want to feel like our entire foot is pressing into the floor. So we have the inside ball of the foot, the outside ball of the foot, and the heel have equal amounts of pressure as you're pushing into the floor. So we're going to do this now with one of the legs. So I think sliding the foot away. We'll lift this knee out of the way. Sliding the foot, belly button back, lifting the hips, and back down. You can keep your hands on the ground if you want to give yourself a bit of assistance. Slide and lift, hold, back down. We'll do another 2 more each side. Slide, lift, drive, back down, slide, lift, hold, trying to get higher each time, and down. Swap into the other leg. Thinking inside ball of the foot, outside ball of the foot, heel pressing. Slide the floor away from you. Then belly button back and lift up. Hold to go back down. We go again, thinking pushing through the floor, belly button back. Lift, and back down. We have foot into the floor, belly button back, sliding, lift, back down. One more. Once again, feet pressure through the floor. Feet sliding away, belly button back, and lift. As high as you can. Hold, and we lower down. So now we're going to sit ourselves up, and we're going to come to a lunge position, put some of that to work. So, first of all, I find myself bringing my left leg forward first, sinking my hips forward and down, bringing my hands down. I'm going to think for a few seconds, kick my back leg into the ground. But it starts with a glute squeeze that we just developed with that single leg work. So I squeeze my hips forward, and then I think to kick the foot into the ground. Hold that for 10. And relax. Then think hips forward, squeeze the glute in the back leg, drive the leg down, then with this other arm, twist down, and then twist back up, continuing this kick into the floor with that back leg. Hold here and breathe, kicking down about 20% effort, engaging through the glutes in the back leg as the back foot's kicking, and we hold for another 10 seconds. This arm is thinking to pull back and retract and twist for another 3, 2, 1. I come in, come out, and move to the other side. So I'm actually going to twist all around for you. So once again, the driving force comes from this back glute as I reach forward into the hips coming as far forward as I can. Again, I don't want to be rocking back. I want, if you can, straight as line as possible, or an obtuse angle at the hip rather than an acute. We want a big one. So then for 10 seconds, we're just going to drive the foot into the ground. Think about squeezing the glute in that back leg. Breathing. Another 3, 2, 1. Then, after a little second or two to relax, I drive down with that back foot, same as before. I reach the other elbow down, and twist up and back, and that creates a big stretch here, as well as a stretch in that front leg. So I keep kicking this foot down. We have 30 seconds. This arm is helping to push the shoulder forward and through, to twist me round, and breathe. Really nice position to cater for some hamstring length, but also some hip length on the other side of the leg, on the other leg, I should say, but also on the other side of the leg. We have another 10 seconds, so I can reach up. I have to kick through that grounding foot. Another 3, 2, 1, back round, nice and slowly. Oh, coming out, taking a moment. Child's pose. Where you can rock your hips side to side till that soreness starts to dissipate. Find ourselves moving to a 90-90 position. So this is, as before, hands behind our back, feet separated, and we can roll from side to side. We're going to roll over, focus on this back hip for a moment, do some internal rotation work, then do some contract, relax work on that front leg. So I'm thinking first of all is to roll my hips down towards the floor, aiming to sit the hip down on the ground. It may not get there, but the intention is to draw it down towards the floor. Then I can lift this knee, turn it up, drag, and the more I squeeze this knee across my body, the more pull I feel in this hip, this trying to drag me down. We don't need to go too extreme, we're just going to hold it about 30 seconds. We can, however, think to drive this front knee down, which can help get a nice contraction in and around deep in the hip. Keep breathing. We have another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. back leg away so we can sit a bit more upright and focus on this leg. So I'm going to bring my hand to my foot, bow forwards over the foot until I feel a stretching around the hip. Hold it there, start pushing, kicking my foot into my hand. My hand's going to resist. I'm going to drive my knee into the floor, build that pressure, reaching sternum forwards, breathe for another 3, 2, 1, relax, see if you can come forward. And we go once again, so 3, 2, 1, kicking the knee down into the floor, breathe. 3, 2, 1, relax, see if you can reach forward. I'm not rounding down towards the floor, I'm thinking of reaching my sternum forward. Breathe, and 3, 2, 1, kicking into the hand, driving the knee down, and breathing. For another 3, 2, 1. Now I'm going to come up and use my hand to help push and guide me over my heel. So now I'm trying to send my sternum instead of over the leg, I'm trying to send it over towards the heel. So I'm going to reach myself over there. I can use my hands on the knee to help push me there. You can move this leg out of the way if it helps, just to a position where it's not hindering your ability to move towards your heel. You can use your hand behind to push you there, and then round. And allow the spine to round this time. Just do the best you can to reach over the heel. And hold this for another 30 seconds in your relaxed state. Side. So we're starting with this back leg, trying to get the knee to the floor at roughly 90 degrees. If your knee needs to be able to do so, fine. If you can have it down, even better. And then we think about this back hip, turning back towards the floor. Now this side I'm tighter for internal rotation, so I'm not going to get anything near as close to the ground as it was on the other. Now I'm going to try and squeeze the knee into the floor, then bring this knee up to try and hold this hip closer. I don't want to make anything too extreme, go into too sharp sensations in my knee. So wherever I feel a slight stretch, I'm just going to hold it there. Breathe. back to a kneeling lunge. This time, I'm not going to go super far forward in the hip, I'm just going to be vertical. I'm going to think about posterior pelvic tilts rather than hinging, drawing hips, pelvis back, squeezing through the glutes. I already feel the length coming into the hip. Then, in this position, I'm going to think about kicking my foot into the ground and reaching belly button back up with the arm. As I do this, and the more I press with the foot and the knee into the floor, the more of a sensation I get over the hip. So, belly button back, kicking, pushing through the front foot, and lift. Hold that, I'm squeezing the glutes hard, take a few breaths, and relax. We're going to do 3 10-second reps. We're going to reach with both hands now. If you need the other hand to balance, you can. But the focus, as we said, glutes engage, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Kicking the back foot, belly button back, and then reaching up. Feel that sensation come in, keeping it bright, pushing, holding, breathe. It's really quite fatiguing quickly. Remember 3, 2, 1. Relax. Each time, I want you to push into the way when you feel a little bit more out of it. Each rep. So maybe you felt a lot in the hip. This second rep, you feel it come in slightly further around in the hip, or you feel more of a contraction, or into the leg, whatever. Point being is that when you drive the leg, foot down into the floor, belly button back, hips forward, and then front leg down and reach. Deep breath. Exhale. Full exhale, one more. And full exhale till there's nothing left. And then relax. Ooh. Really get a build up of lactic acid, a build up of the burning sensation in the leg doing this. So on that last one I mentioned, the breath, we want to fully empty your lungs. So that's going to look like. Until there's nothing left. What happens when we do that is everything falls in, which means that we gain length here. If everything shrinks when we're holding this in place, it's going to be stretched over things which are shrinking. 3, 2, 1, kicking the back foot, front foot down, belly button back, reaching up, and 2 deep breaths. Exhale. Kicking the hips forward. Again. Okay. Coming out. Taking your time. Kicking that leg forward and back, get rid of the soreness, and then we'll go for the other side. So I'm staying pretty vertical over the knee. It's all about that glute squeeze, trying to turn the pelvis back. Then we drive through the foot on the floor, belly button back, kicking through this front foot, and lift the other hand. And you should feel a big sensation through the quad. Hold that. Down. Now we have 3 reps, 10 seconds, aiming for about 2 deep breaths with fully empty our lungs each other. 1, 10, 2. So, upright, vertical over the knee, glutes engaged, pelvic tilt, kicking through the back foot, front foot, reaching up, deep breath in. Exhale. Feel everything squeeze together out the bottom of that breath, and then breathe in again. And exhale. And then relax. Really does get very fatigued, especially by that third breath. But that's what we're aiming for. So if you don't feel a massive sensation of fatigue, maybe try and go through the checklist of things you need to do, see if there's anything missing. So glute squeeze for that posterior pelvic belly button back, driving the foot into the floor, front foot down, and then reaching up. Take a big breath, and breathe out. Once again. And slowly take a second or two. Kicking the foot down, belly button back, and reach. Deep breath, breathe out. One more. And up. And slowly, surely come out of that and onto your back. So, once again, we're going to go for our half bridge poses here. So this is with our heels back, hands on the ground. I'm going to press my hips up in a moment. We'll just have a little bit of rest after that hard work with the legs. So hands down, lift the hips up, and then pushing through the feet to rock and arch me back. I'm going to use my thumbs, slide them underneath my lower back, and then use my hands to push and guide me further over my head. And hold here for a few breaths. You can even move the feet back and try and push yourself further. The thumbs are there as supports to help push you up. Squeeze the glutes on the other side to help gauge that back contraction, and lifting. Count with a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll lower that down. Take a moment, hugging back to the knees in, and rocking side to side and all like that. You can hug all the way around the knees if that helps. That feels better. Of these, because then I can squeeze my legs into my arms and give myself a bit of a massage that way. And we will roll over to the lower back. So here, I'm going to be lying down, hands underneath shoulders. We're going to go for our lifts, where we've got 6 to do. When we lift ourselves up, we're going to do 2, have a little rest, 2, have a little rest, and then final 2, to ensure quality as we go through. So we lift up, try and go as high up as you can, keeping your hips on the ground. Lower yourself slowly to a point where you lift the palms of your hands off the ground, hold yourself there, hold, breathe, fingertips. Light up on the fingers, and then lower yourself down. We come up once again, so push yourself up, keep your hips down. This is passive. Lower slowly, slowly. Just get my hands off the ground, fingertips down, breathe. Squeeze into it. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Slowly down. 2 more rounds of that. Take your breaths. And then we go for it again. Where you think to push ourselves up. And then it's all in the squeeze in the lower back, which is where we're getting the strength to pull ourselves into a back bend. So as I go up, I need to squeeze my hips down, contract my posterior chain, which will help my spinal erector muscles contract. So I lift myself up, squeeze the hips into the floor, and then slowly lower, 10 seconds, a little bit more. 3, 2, 1, lifting up, holding, slowly lower, palms off, breathe. And down. So we'll come up from that, turn ourselves around, and we'll go into an opposing stretch. I want to rock my hips back. Then, with a slight bend through my knees, I'm trying to get my torso forward, so if you need to take more of a bend to do so, you can. And then I'm going to reach my elbows down and forward. Take my palms underneath my legs, wherever I can. You want to be further forward. Can be. And just by holding myself here, I'm getting grounding through this one. Lower back. Relax and pull the belly back there. Then I'm going to think about my elbows dropping towards the floor, so pulling my elbows down, reaching forward with the wrist. Wrist reaching forward, elbows reaching down. And that gives me a really big stretch across the shoulder blades, as well as into the lower back. Hold this. Keep reaching the arms. We have another 30 seconds, sorry, 15 seconds. Keep dragging the elbows down. That. So this is where we can bring our block, elevation, bolster into the mix. Whatever we have, sofa cushion, whatever that might be, where we're going to go for our side bend that we've been working on, our shower and sit. So I can think to turn my foot to the side, lift and roll the hips over. We don't have to do it with the foot elevated, we can do it on the ground. Make it easier. And then I push through the floor, kick the heel out, and lift. Then I'm trying to get the other hip to drop. And we're just going to hold this. Can be a lot of weight on the hand and the shoulder, so if you need to, we can have the hip drop to the ground and just think about trying to roll that back hip over the front hip and hold it there. So now my hip's still on the ground, but I'm getting a big stretch through the side. Right into the obliques and the core here, which is where I'm aiming for. Any tightness I can reduce around the lower body, or sorry, the lower torso, is going to help with our ability to bend backwards. So another 20 seconds, and then we'll swap to the other side. Deep breaths. Inhale long. Exhale. Taking your time, we slowly move over and round. So we're kicking the leg out, reaching the other foot over, and rolling the hips. You can either be elevated, or if that's too much, keep the hips down. But this top knee is reaching forward, because that, you'll see that pulls my hips over, which gives me the stretch from the side. And me kicking that back heel out behind me also helps to bring more stretch to that position. Breaths. exhales. Seconds more here, and we'll go for our last position. Okay, slowly coming out of that, we then take our sofa cushions, yoga bolster, foam roller, whatever we have, to provide a bit of an elevation. It just needs to be comfortable. And I place this right into the lower back, but not all the way towards the bottom, just so I have enough space to fold over it and lie back. And then I'm going to bring my feet together and then try and pull my hips down with gravity and let myself sit. Knees dropping out to the side, knees pulling to the ground, hips pulling to the ground. This is allowing passive ability to open up through a back bend, taking hip flexors out of the equation because the knees are up, but I'm allowing gravity to help pull me over the palm. So if you want, you can bring your arms out wide, up overhead, breathe deep. And then think, are the hips sitting to the floor? Is there anything you can do to help them reach further down? We have another 30 seconds. And at the end, you're welcome to sit in it for as long as you like. That's over halfway through now, another 3 sessions. And we'll be retesting with our back bends to see how we get on there. So now slowly, surely, if you want, come out, and then if you want to stay in, absolutely do so. Thanks again, and have a strong